Hi guys, welcome to GoodNovel Academy. This is your host Harry.
And Cici here.
Last time we talked about Inciting Incident. We borrowed Cold Showers, a bestseller from our platform, to do a little case study. Our protagonist, Jane, a workaholic office lady, after a disastrous one-night affair, is aware of the unexpected pregnancy. This awareness forces her to make the hard choice to keep the baby or to abort it.
And no matter how she reacts, her decision will lead to further plots. Hereby kicks off the real story.
Yes, that's why the abortion incident is an inciting one. It's like a detonator. Only when it's triggered can your story explode.
Yeah, and also remember that your readers expect to see the explosion as soon as possible. So a common practice for most stories is to place the incident in the first quarter.
Okay, so much for the reviewing part. From this episode onwards, we will be discussing another important topic, which is how to write good character.
Oh, that sounds like a huge topic and a little obscure. How do we define good characters anyway?
Well, that's actually not a tricky question. Just think about some of your most favorite characters you have come across so far. Why did you fall in love with these fictional characters?
Well, for most of the cases, I don't feel they are fictional at all, like Jack Sparrow, Sherlock Holmes, Jane Eyre. They feel like real people. Sometimes these characters seem closer friends to me than my friends in real life.
Whoa, yeah, and that is the point. A good character is always a convincing one. They seem to be living and breathing, like a person you might pass on the street, reminds you of someone you know. Before everything else, the first thing we should do in writing a good character is to make it convincing. Today, we are going to talk about one simple strategy that can add to your character's authenticity.
And which is?
Back your character's actions with reasons.
Reasons. What that mean?
Well, as real people, behind everything we do, there is a reason, or to say, desire. We want to achieve something, so we take acts to make it happen. It's a very simple causal relationship.
Yeah, I know. Our old Harry comes to work every day with a dying face. There must be a reason for him to work with me.
Well, if you have to pack yourself into the morning subway and spend like 2 hours in it, you'll be like that too.
Poor Harry.
Yes, there are reasons behind my act. I have so many desires. I want to buy the Star Destroyer Lego, to prepare meat-kins for my dogs and cats, and to save money for my trip to, say, Antarctica. But on top of everything, I want money. If I'm rich already, I would by no means squeeze myself in a subway and come to work every day. I would simply maybe lie on the couch and watch TV dramas.
Well, that's true. You don't want our boss to hear this, though. Anyways, as real people, every move of us is motivated by certain reasons or desires. And to make our characters real people, we need to give them desires to drive their acts as well. Make sense?
Perfectly. If you don't do that, it's very likely your characters end up in our what the heck corner.
Yes. Let me explain this one. The What the Heck corner is a Google document in which we editors collect the unbelievable characters and their confusing acts we read in the stories. What the hell? Why did she do this? How could she behave like that? It's full of complaints like these.
Yes, we had made a huge collection of the unconvincing characters we came across. Their actions, they just don't make any sense. Like, no normal people will behave like that.
Speaking of such characters, have you watched the 2018 Venom? The villains in that movie, Brock and Riot, confused the hell out of me. They bring alien parasites onto Earth in the hope to save humanity? I mean, what the heck? It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, at least Brock has a motive to save humanity, no matter how ridiculous his method may be. But Riot, he just wants to find a place for the alien symbiote. I don't know how to pronounce it, but symbiote to live on. Yeah, I mean, you can hate human beings, but it's your freedom. But at least give me a reason why.
Yeah, I watched that film too. It definitely is one of Marvel's many failures. Riot is not alone on my list though. I've watched so many films in which the villains, they just want to destroy the world for no reason. They are actually all in my what the heck corner.
And heroes who save the earth for no reason.
Virgin Marys who help strangers for no reason.
Rich CEOs fall in love with a poor girl for no reason.
Yeah, there are lots of such guys. But it's actually easy to avoid such character design in your story. Just follow this simple rule. Whatever you want your characters to do, give them motivations, desires, driving forces. Say you want to write a boy meets girl event and you want your two protagonists like Jake and Jane to meet on the beach. Now, Sissy, if you want to make the what the heck plot, how will you write this?
Well, this is the first time someone is asking me to play lame. Okay, let me think. Jack is a CEO, and one day he gets tired of work and decides to come to the beach to find a nice chick to have some fun. And suddenly, a beautiful girl catches his eyes. You know who she is? Bingo, she is Jane, and he's so in love with her now.
Oh, gosh, just listen to this make the panic attack happen. I can do it, Lima. You win.
As always.
Mind save me with a better one?
Okay, I can do that, but I take charge of that. Nothing is free, especially good stories.
Well, if the adaptation is good enough, I will pay you.
Fair. Challenge accepted. Try this. Jake is a 25-year-old jobless gangster. He grew up in a slum, and his parents were murdered when he was a kid. He didn't have enough to pay for school, so he just fought with his fists for a living. And one day, as usual, he robbed some random rich guy and kicked his ass. Then he came to the beach, a small and beautiful one. Few people know this place. It's his secret base from childhood. When his parents were alive, they often came to this place, and now this is where he buried all his memories. This day was the day his parents died. However, at this time, he was not alone. He saw a girl, a teenage girl, like 16-ish. She wore a school uniform, an exquisite, expensive one, but with blood stains on it. He looked at her astonishingly. The girl noticed him and turned her face towards him. He saw tears running down her flawless cheek and her eyes sparkling with the light of fear. She got a shovel in hand and she was digging a hole on the beach to bury a dead body.
Wow. Jeez, wow, I'm kind of speechless. You are a talent, Sissy.
As always.
Really, I didn't really expect that. And yes, the second one is like way better than the first one because it gives the two protagonists fully elaborated and independent motivations. In the first story, why do the two protagonists come to the beach? It's like Jack came to the beach because he was tired of work and wanted to have sex, right? Lame. And Jane, what is she doing on the beach again?
I don't know. Maybe just hanging out with friends.
Too lame to mention. But the second one, you can see the traces of some very careful and delicate designs. Jane came to the beach to bury a dead corpse. Jeez, she's a schoolgirl, right? And from your description, one of the high social status, why was she burying this corpse? Did she kill this guy? There must be a story to tell. And Jake, he has a story too. He came to the beach because he wanted to commemorate his parents. Oh gosh, I want to know the rest of the story now.
Yes, sir. But my payment first.
Okay, your afternoon milk tea is on me. Anyways, I think Cissy's two masterpieces has made our point clear. If you want your characters to do something, don't be like, do it, and don't ask questions. Instead, put yourself in their shoes and ask questions. Why? Why do your characters do such things? What do they want? Only when you understand the character's desires and motivations can you create them as believable characters.
Yup. And a piece of humanity advice. Treat your characters like real persons, not lifeless puppets. Give them desires, make them motivated, and write them a complete and reasonable backstory to justify their moves. Only then can your readers be convinced of your character's actions and regard them as believable.
I think the same applies to villains and anti-heroes. You can let them do all sorts of bad things like blow up cities, gun down people, but their actions must be justifiable. That means having a convincing enough reason behind these actions.
Agree. No one is bad just because he is born a villain. Instead, he or she is usually transformed into a villain. For instance, Joker.
Yeah, speaking of transformation, Joker is a very good example. But we'd better save it for the next episode to talk about the character arc.
Yep, one step at a time. Before we move to character arc, here is our homework for this episode.
Yes. Our homework for today is to follow Cece's masterpiece and create a boy meets girl incident of your own. Focus not on where they meet or how they meet, but why they meet. Write them complete background stories and make their actions reasonable.
And that is all for today. Enjoy your writing, good novelists.
And may the muse be with us.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Sueño cuando